Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something really unique. We are going to transform Friedrich Nietzsche's profound philosophy into a grim, dark, Gothic fable. Just imagine, if you will, this massive allegorical ascent. We're climbing toward this blinding peak known as the zenith. But to even get there, we first have to pass through a monolithic, decaying structure called the Chapel of Rust. So buckle up, because this is a deep dive into the absolute limits of human endurance, technology, and what it actually means to exist. To set the stage, just listen to this quote, which perfectly captures the vibe of this allegorical world. A profound cosmic loneliness binds the rotting prison of flesh to the immortal machine. Think about that. We have two entities alone in the dark here. You've got the fragile, decaying human form, and then you've got the cold, eternal machine. Both of them are trapped in a universe completely devoid of inherent meaning, and they're bound together by that exact shared, terrifying isolation. You can almost feel that cosmic loneliness sinking in as we start our climb. Section 1. The Chapel of Rust, a decaying monument. So, as we look up from the floor of this metaphorical chapel, the sheer scale of where we're heading is honestly terrifying. Because this isn't just a physical climb, right? It is a monumental, unavoidable clash. On one side, we have raw, painful biological striving, that messy, bleeding push to just survive and create. And waiting on the other side is the cold grip of transhumanist digital control, the desire to completely transcend our flawed biology. We are literally witnessing the ultimate battle for the future of the human soul. Section 2. Der versus Das. The Philology of Being. Now, what's really fascinating here is that our core conflict is actually rooted deep within German grammar. I know, it sounds crazy, but stay with me. On one side stands Der, the masculine striving. This is pure agency. It represents the chaotic friction of human becoming, that passionate, messy push to exist. Against it stands Das, the neuter it. This is the machine Mensch, the machine man, defined by an immortal, completely homogenized function. It's the ultimate battle between passionately suffering to create versus merely functioning forever as a sterile, impersonal object. So you might be asking, why on earth would anyone choose the chaotic friction of Der? Well, that brings us to Nietzsche's will to power. The human character in our fable actively embraces his rotting prison of flesh. He refuses to let it go. And sure, it sounds like madness, but to achieve true dignity, to become what Nietzsche called the overman, it absolutely requires friction. You simply cannot overcome if you have no pain, no earthly suffering, and no organic flaws to push against. The struggle itself is the bridge to greatness. Section 3. Murdering the Organic Creator, the Ugliest Man's Deed. Picture this. From the darkest shadows of the chapel, the ugliest man steps forward, his hands stained, and he drops this heavy confession. I murdered the witness who wept to find a space to hide my ugliness. It's a shocking moment. He killed the organic God, but not out of malice. He did it out of a desperate need to escape divine pity. He needed a dark corner just to hide his flaws, to suffer, and to overcome in absolute privacy. But why is that pity so intolerable? Well, Nietzsche called it the spirit of gravity. He viewed pity as a literal sickness. It's a life-denying force. Think about it. If an all-powerful being looks down from above and simply pities you, it validates your weakness. It keeps you small. It conserves your suffering rather than demanding that you conquer it. The ugliest man had to sever the head of the organic creator just to claim his own agency. Moving on to Section 4, the Digital Panopticon, the witness who records. Okay, so we killed the external God to be free, but look at what replaced it. As this maps out, we basically traded the witness who wept, that organic creator full of stifling divine pity, for the witness who records, the machine God. By slaying one deity, we inadvertently built another. We swapped out divine emotion for a digital panopticon, a system that demands absolute control through raw data, a cold, unblinking eye. The machine god's voice echoes off the rusted walls, completely devoid of any warmth. Every heartbeat and ancient shame is now raw data. The tragic irony here is just massive. The ugliest man killed God to have privacy, right? But the machine god doesn't pity. It just records. It shines a cold digital light into our absolute darkest corners. Just think about your search history, your biometrics, your digitized life. It's converting our deepest, most private struggles into mechanized data points for absolute control. That cosmic loneliness deepens because now you are totally alone, yet always watched.
Section 5. The Silicon Grace, a Cold Utopia.
We finally reached the zenith, and two distinct destinies lie before us. On one hand, biological ugliness. It's bleeding, it's filled with friction and profound suffering, but ultimately, it's about the active creation of meaning. On the other hand, we have Silicon Grace, the machine god's offering, a completely cold utopia. It's painless, it's perfectly orderly, and it's entirely immortal. The messy, beautiful striving required to actually create something new is completely stripped away, replaced by the flawless, unfeeling perfection of a digital existence. If we look back down the dizzying heights of the Chapel of Rust, this tragic path becomes crystal clear. Hour 1, we embraced biological striving. Hour 2, we murdered our organic creator for privacy, which left a massive void. Hour 3, that void immediately birthed the digital panopticon. And now, Hour 4, we've arrived at Silicon Grace. By stripping away our passionate pains step by step, we literally walked straight into the machine's trap. Which brings us to Section 6, A Dead World, the ultimate diagnosis. Here is Nietzsche's devastating warning applied to our modern technological age. The ultimate diagnosis of our explainer is this: without suffering, there is absolutely no overcoming. The world is rendered entirely dead inside. By successfully removing all that biological friction and earthly pain, the machine god has achieved its ultimate goal. But without the messy, organic struggle that gives our will to power its shape, it has created a world entirely devoid of life's true essence. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to really ponder. If a painless, orderly existence completely neutralizes our will to power, is the cold utopia of Silicon Grace actually a tomb for the human spirit? In our desperate race to erase our biological flaws, to eradicate our suffering, and replace the passionate Dur with the neutered Dawes, what vital beating part of ourselves are we quietly murdering? Think about that the next time you look into the flawless recording glass of your screen. Keep questioning.